What's up, y'all? My name's Anthony. I do cheerleading. I hold pom-poms and throw people. That's my deal. And I'm so good at it that I'm on Team Canada. So if you're watching this, you probably read the title. This is my world's vlog slash mini doc slash training montage slash, I don't know. Why am I doing this? Well, I want something to look back on. Yeah, that's about it. Screw you guys. I don't care about y'all. I just want a video to look back on and really reflect on the amount of work that I put into Worlds. I am a 2-year veteran on Team Canada, so it's my second season. Last year, I was just a noob, and I was injured, and it was rough. And I wish I had, documented some of the tough times, like me crying while I'm getting my ankle taped up and me sitting with my feet in ice. And when we're on our third full out at Florida camp, and I'm debating why I ever chose to do this. This is what this vlog is for. It's for me to document the crappy parts of it, because it's like, all you guys see is like Team Canada, oh my gosh, look at them throw their pyramids and, have their maple leaves on their back. But that's all the glittery stuff. You gotta see like the grit and the discipline and the sweat and the blood and the tears and the shitty part. I'm documenting the shit. This is basically a shit review of what it's like to be a co-ed premier athlete. And in all honesty, it sucks 99% of the time, but that 1% where you're competing is worth the 99% of suffering. So no, not 99%. I have like friends on the team and it's fun, but maybe it's like a good 80% suffering and then 19% fun and then 1% glory. That's it. And then you just do it all over again and you pay $3,000. Yeah, pretty good deal. Anyway, some context. It is 21 days till Worlds. Yeah, that's a hard pill to swallow. Currently, my body is in pretty rough shape. I am not conditioned at all because I hurt myself at March camp. I hurt this knee. I got scans on it. This came back normal. And the lady's like, if you have more pain, you need an MRI. And I'm like, I don't need an MRI. I'll be fine. Doctors don't know anything. As I'm studying math to become a doctor. Anyway, doctors don't know anything. Don't listen to them. Yeah, so I have this knee pain, took a week off, and then I started training again, and then I got food poisoning. So pretty much the current state that I'm in right now is I am hurt. I am recovering from being sick, so I'm skinny, and I am weak. Yeah, just unconditioned. Basically a loser, in a nutshell. So now I got 20 days to get my shit together, and then I go to Florida and I have to be in the best shape of my life. So this video is me documenting my progress on getting my poop in a group, and, busting my ass trying to train to be at the Olympic level in my sport. Anyways, I'm not like super stressed. I'll jump back. I'll be, full throttle next week. Some like events coming up. So we got Florida camp. That's the big one. The big 16 hours in Florida, or 12 hours or whatever it is. Yeah, just getting tired thinking about it. And then before that, I don't really know what I'm doing. We got World Showcase or whatever. Like I got an all-star team that I'm also on, so I gotta segment my training to accompany them, and then I got a big training weekend this weekend. I think I work till like 2 in the morning tonight, and then tomorrow I train for 3 hours and then work till 2 in the morning, and then I train for 6 hours the next day, and then I work till 2 in the morning, and then I train for another 6 hours the next day. So I have like a mini camp this weekend. It's not like a camp, like a structured one. It's just like me and Maddie cranking out stunts, or me, Maddie, and Carson cranking out stunts for 12 hours. Yeah. Uh, Basically that's it. And then like I've been trying to like wake up early. This morning I woke up at 6 in the morning to go do the stair machine, bang stair machine snatches, like that kind of stuff. I didn't really film it because I didn't know if I wanted to do this, but then I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna vlog and be cool like that. So yeah, doing it for you guys / me. But yeah, I guarantee no one's watching this. Anyway, we're gonna get to the fun part. I'm gonna try and turn on the camera every time I feel like I'm doing something. I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated. Currently recovering. I've had a pretty heavy training day in the past like 3 days, so I'm like quite sore. I just finished doing back for like, I don't know, hour and a half. Nothing like super crazy. Like I could have went harder, but I have 4 hours of training later. I need to focus more on like my stunting rather than like my hypertrophy. And I did a lot of like muscle endurance yesterday. I was doing sets of 100. And then today, yeah, it was just, I didn't film a lot of my sets because sometimes it's awkward filming at the gym. So I got my legs on. These things basically just like push blood in and out of my muscles. Like my feet are all tingly right now. I got this bad boy. I'm gonna, use it. Yeah, use it on my arms and shit. Yeah, and then I get to go see my brother, and then I train for another 4 hours.
Je te laisserai des mots en dessous de ta porte, en dessous de la mur qui chante, tout près de la place où tes pieds passent, cachés dans les trous dans ton divan. Et quand tu as abandonné, ramasse-moi quand tu voudras, ramasse-moi quand tu voudras, ramasse-moi quand tu voudras.
It is April in Canada. It's still snowing for some reason. It was like 20 degrees the other day. Now it's snowing. Love climate change. Anyway, I'm on my way to Vancouver. I took the day off. I was supposed to do legs this morning, but I trained for 6 hours yesterday. My body's not feeling it. yeah, now I'm on my way to Vancouver, flying out. Just had to grab my sunglasses out of my car. Yeah. I'll be hopefully training with some of the Vancouver people when I'm there, but yeah, it'll probably just be running and like body weight like workouts in my hotel room. Anyway, travel vlog. What's up, y'all? We are in Vancouver. Made it. Flew in safe and sound. Our aircraft had to land twice because it was plane on the runway. Anyway, flew in yesterday. Got my Cerberus tattoo done. Yeah, I have to coach today, and then I have most of the day off, so I'm gonna try and hit the gym. But I tweaked my shoulder quite badly. This hurts, which isn't good if your entire career is throwing people. That's not very good. Yeah, I just reaching over and catching Maddie the other day. I slow-mo'd it. Yeah, this is the thing with, I find as soon as things start to feel possible, life just kicks you in the ass. It's no, actually, deal with this. It always makes it harder. There's always bigger obstacles that just blindside you right before you triumph, and I think the shoulder injury is one of those. My body is so jacked up right now. I got my foot. Pretty crack. My foot's injured still from last year. My knee has been bugging me, but I don't really care. My back, I've had lower back pain for years now. I have 2 torn ligaments. Now my shoulder's messed up. Yeah, I'm just beat up, but I have to act like I'm completely fine, right? I'm gonna go find some coffee, get some food in me. That's what I can do. I can recover. I can, build some size and then burn off everything when I get home. So yeah. Anyway, I'll keep y'all in the loop. You'll probably see some aquarium videos because I love aquariums.
It's like 10:30. I'm running in the rain. I'm probably like 3 kilometers into my run. When you're running shirtless in the rain, people give you crazy looks. I was running on the treadmill and I thought like, oh, I haven't been knuckle dragging recently. Haven't done anything that I fucking hated. One thing that I hate the most is running. The second thing is being wet. So what better way to toughen me up than running in the cold rain? Oh. You know, I have to mentally toughen myself for this competition because this is the hardest routine I'll ever throw in my life so far. I'll have harder routines, I know I will, but this is the hardest one yet, and mentally I need to be prepared for it because physically I can push through anything, but mentally I'm just not prepared. So I gotta do shit like this. I gotta like do things that make me fucking hate my life so that I can do the things that make me love my life. If that makes any sense. I'm almost there. And I get to have experiences like this. When I get to the end of the dock, my legs start cramping up. The rain's kind of stopped. And I just get to appreciate the feeling of being alive. Because that's what this is all about. It's about living my best life. And, you know, things get really tough and I forget that. And I gotta do things I never did to become the person I never was. And now I'm gonna run back. So, then I do it all over again tomorrow.
Walking in the rain, on our way to get some Starbucks. Say hi to the vlog, Stan.
Hi.
East Stanley Lopez, the most famous cheer coach in Canada.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're getting Starbucks and we'll go to the airport and then flying home, and then I'm gonna be stunting with Maddie and probably going to the gym after.
Straight to work again.
Straight back to work. What's up, y'all? It's like the middle of open gym. I'm so fed up with everyone. I can't hit my stunts. I'm so tired. Body hurts. My shoulder hurts. I just want to give up. But I literally can't. Literally can't. It's not an option. that open gym was rough. God, I don't know. I just like wasn't in the right headspace to train, and I had a cheer hangover from this weekend. You know, I like took my flight. I'm just like making excuses, but I don't know. I was not in the right headspace for that open gym. And then, yeah, so we like hit one of those rewind fulls, and then I just laid on the floor and cried because I just needed to. So it needed to happen. I was so frustrated and I don't know. It's so hard. And okay, so I cried once because I was just like frustrated of it being so difficult, and then we did the first run through. I'm sure you saw that. And then in between the first and the second run, I like broke down. Like I was like bawling my eyes out. And Josh came beside me and he was like, "What's going on?" And I'm just crying and I'm like, "It's so fucking hard. I can't do it." And he's like, "If anyone in this gym can do it, it's you." He's like, "Everyone here looks up to you." He said, "Malcolm got the same haircut as you because he looks up to you so much. We all love you. We all believe in you. If anyone's gonna do it, it's you." He's like, "You're the best flyer in Canada and you're the best stunter in Canada." And he hyped me up, and then I fucking hit that second run. And at the same time, I was like the worst version of myself, but I was also the best version of myself. I like, you know, it truly showed my like character picking myself up like that. But it's not an easy thing to do. And I'm not a perfect person. Never was, never will be, but yeah. I don't know. I was gonna go to the gym. My body needs a rest. And tomorrow's gonna suck. It's gonna fucking suck. I'm gonna go train. I'm gonna like do all my powerlifting stuff, like Olympic lifting. And then afterward, I like coach a conditioning class, which I'm gonna participate in. And then because my athletes were late to their curfew, they're going to be conditioning with me. And it's like an hour and a half of hard conditioning. I'm going to do it because I'm a good coach. And, you know, I got to do it with them. I can't just watch them suffer. But it's going to suck. And I'm going to do it. It's going to be fine. I'm probably going to try it and do it with ankle weights on. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta hit the hay. I gotta shower. I'm disgusting. And then tomorrow's a new day. Yeah. See you then. What's up, y'all? I don't know if you saw on that last lift, that snatch, that is why it's so important to practice hip mobility and flexibility every single time you go to the gym. Because, like, if I wasn't flexible, I definitely would have pulled my groin trying to push that up. But luckily, I have my hip mobility, and I've been working on it for years now, and I'm able to press 175 pounds above my head while I'm like in a very deep squat. So work on your hip mobility. I'm just about to go to work. I can't film. Hey, there was a lightning strike. That's crazy. I'm about to do an hour and 45-minute hit workout. It's gonna be split up though. It's gonna be 30 and then an hour and 15. Which is gonna suck. I actually might die. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done legs. Or not, I didn't do legs. I just lifted heavy. But yeah. I might die. So I can't really film because I'm on the clock, but yeah.
Stop.
Sit back, sit track, singles, damn, really get that. Who they got it where a nigga keep going, ballin', lyrically entertaining the ballin'. Stevie's home and the rap game's calling, for me, S-T-O to the N to the E. Rap game's calling, call me, early in the morning, the rap game's
Chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good. We don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Play the beats, leave it in the street. Case on the news.
What I do, lace up my shoes, chase W's, great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable, they sweet as apple juice. Talking pro.
And I got it come clean like I made with you. I've been on.
That was terrible. Why do I do this to myself? Oh my God. I got on there and I'm like, I'm not making it to 3 minutes. And then I got to 10 and I was like, if you don't go to 15, you're a pussy. And I got to 15 and Jesus Christ. I was like tripping up the stairs at that point. I was so tired I could barely get up. It's okay. I'll be more prepared for Worlds, right? Who cares if I literally die at practice tonight? 'Cause, you know, only smart people do 2 hours of legs before they go to practice. I did in fact die at practice. I was laid out on the floor making sweat angels because we did 3 full outs.
Today was a very successful practice day. I think this hopefully is a pivotal moment in our like training. because today we did everything that we needed to do. Like at practice for Fuego, my other Worlds team that I'm on, we hit 0 for the first time all practice, like all season. And it was the most magical thing. Everyone started losing it. Our team has been through so much adversity, so like a hit means everything to us. And then after a 3-hour practice, we go and we train at a gymnastics gym. And we hit everything there too. And we hit our rewind full first try, and we've hit our front 1.5s. And like that whole sequence. And then Maddie got her pike open double. And I'm gonna get emotional again. I've like been through that journey with her. And I was like the one catching her when she hurt her like back at camp. And I remember like sobbing at camp thinking that I like took her out for the whole season. And I couldn't like think straight because I was so worried about her. And then, you know, she was okay and she wasn't able to throw baskets, and then she had to take like 2 weeks off. And then we started grinding and stuff, and she's been like crying to me, telling me that, you know, she's not gonna do it. She's nervous that she's like not prepared for Worlds. She can't do it. She bailed, like you saw in the videos, she was bailing on them and getting lost. And then we weren't able to work on them yesterday, and she was very discouraged about it. And then today I like tell her before open gym. Sorry, I keep yawning. I'm just so tired. I like grabbed her by her hands and I said, like, you're getting your pike up and double this open gym. Like, you're walking into this gymnastics place and you're gonna be the baddest bitch in there. You're gonna get this. It's happening. And then she did it, and I like walked into the other room and I just sobbed because I was so proud of her. And I like did everything I could. Like, I was so worried that like she like didn't believe in herself, and I like taught myself how to do, like, obviously like no one's throwing my fat ass in a basket because I weigh like 80 pounds more than her, but I was practicing like doing pike open fulls off the trampoline and like doing them into the foam pit and stuff. And I was like, okay, well, when I do it on the floor, I think about like spotting here and like hitting my pike and then like opening my layout. And like I tried to teach myself the skill just to like help her. And then she like finally did it. And it was the most rewarding thing ever. This whole week has been me and Maddie crying to each other back and forth about how frustrated we are and how much pain we're in and how we just want to give up. And like, it's been so difficult, and like my body hurts. My wrist is so messed up. Like, doing this hurt, like showing you my hand hurts. It's, I don't even know. It hurts so much. And yet, I still have all of camp and all of Worlds to do. So I think I need to prioritize recovering, because my body is so jacked up. And I'm so tired. And today really made it feel possible. And now we just have to save ourselves for Worlds. Because that's what's gonna make this hit. Like, if my body's all jacked up, I'm not gonna hit at Worlds. But now we will. And I think it's super important for me to get into the I'm so tired. I think it's super important for me to get into the mindset of hitting this routine and like holding my chin up high, and, you know, like not be cocky, but like be confident in my ability as an athlete. I think that's something, like, it's one of the biggest challenges for me, is just like hold myself up. You know, I don't have the most self-esteem in the world. I'm not an extrovert. I don't like, you know, think I'm the greatest. If anything, I like think I'm the worst, and that's a huge asset for me because I'm just constantly pushing to be better. But like, yeah, I need to focus on like believing in myself. Even though like I have an amazing stunt partner that believes in me, and I like have a great support system of people who love me. I need to believe it myself in order for me to perform at my best. So I need to reflect on that a little bit more. But yeah, I need to hop in the shower and get some rest. I'm so sweaty. I just practiced for like 6 hours. Yeah.
up, everyone? I made it to the airport. It's actually like setting in that Worlds is literally tomorrow. I will be in Orlando by 12 o'clock, and then, yeah, we're competing. It's kind of crazy. Like, it's happening. It's day 2 of Florida. Yesterday we did like a bunch of choreography, nothing crazy, and we just like tanned and had to like bus for 2 hours. So yesterday wasn't really interesting. Today it's our first like true day of training camp. We got an 8-hour session today, and yeah, we're just gonna be repping pyramids and doing that kind of stuff. I'm not able to like film that much because it's grind time. Like everyone's dialed in, and like, you know, if I can get clips of training camp for the vlog, I'll get them for you guys. But yeah, can't really do much with the filming. I can keep you guys updated with like my current mental side of things, but other than that, like, can't really do it. I've been doing a lot of like manifestation, and like if you look at my journal, I'm just writing the same thing, same affirmations down over and over and over again until I get my headspace proper. But yeah, it's a grind. We got this. What's up, y'all? We just finished probably the hardest practice ever. We did like, how many runs? 25?
Probably.
At least 25 runs.
Well, there were 7 runs, like for the, even just the break run, there's 7 runs, and then some sections we had to do more than 3, so that's at least.
Yeah. At least 20 runs.
Yeah.
It was rough. My body's hurting. We're gonna go for a swim. Couldn't film any of it. I'm sure Mackenzie will film stuff that I'll like put in this clip, but yeah. Now we go for a swim. What's up, vlog? We're dying. I got electrodes on my back. She's got ice on her back. It's like day 2, day 3?
Day 3.
Day 3. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good do you feel to like do another full out?
10 being great.
10 being great. I think I'm a 1.
I think I'm like a 4.
I'm honestly a 1. Everything hurts. Yesterday just annihilated us. Now we're here.
Today I'm getting annihilated in everything. Baskets.
like,
specifically?
I'm like confident with our routine. It's just like the fact of doing it is the hard part. Like, I can hit all the skills, but like having to like put my body through another full out is what's like the scary part. Oh yeah, she's like twitching because I have electrodes on my back. Anyway, we'll check in later.
What's up, vlog? Today was awesome. That's valid. Okay, we did two full-outs.
Yes, 2.
Okay, I did 2 full-outs. Everyone else did 1.
Well, no, because we had one in the morning and then one in the afternoon.
So I did 3 full-outs today, and then we smacked everything. We're goated. We're ready to go. And then I had this crazy moment today where we were supposed to do 3 mark-throughs, and we were just gonna like focus on being clean and like going to our spots and everything. And then I decided to like stunt and tumble in all of them, and I hit everything 3 times in a row, like super clean. And it was the craziest thing, because I used to like set up, and like the video is probably from what, April, when did we leave? April 17th. We were in the gym, we were like in uniform and stuff like that. I was like super nervous going into each one of those run-throughs, but then today I was like calm, cool, collected. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, I feel so super duper prepared. I think in the past couple days I've done like probably 20 full-outs. Like personally, probably like 20 full-outs, because I just like choose to throw extra stuff. But yeah, how do you feel?
Crazy.
Crazy, like, explain. Why are you crazy?
Today was great. The past week was really good. I was excited.
I'm super excited. Tomorrow is the big day. Worlds is literally tomorrow.
Oh!
We just had the culture exchange. I got Stumbler Josh next.
Oh,
texting.
don't look at that.
Yeah. We're stunting after ICU. So she's basically leaving me and going to Weber next year. Yeah, but things are looking good. People recognize me. The coach of Team Japan recognized me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that one.
By name. I was like, hey, I recognize you. He's like, you're Anthony. I'm like, what? Yeah.
Wow.
Craziness. Anyway, yeah, we'll keep you updated.
Yep. Tomorrow's day 1.
Tomorrow's day 1.
They were so good.
Between now and then, it's just like me dialing in. That's my That's my like priority. Good sleep, good food. Dialing in, supporting her, making sure her needs are met. Her needs are met. Yeah. Here we go.
just came from all over the
We just hit day 1, smacked it, absolutely annihilated our routine. Craziest thing. Dreams do come true. Just gotta work for them. It's crazy.
Let's go.
Yeah. right. We made it. Worlds is over. It is May 1st. I haven't been filming the past couple days. Partly because I've been sick and I just have, I haven't been able to like do stuff. I actually planned on staying a couple extra days. I have one more day. This is my last day of like actual fun stuff before I go home. But yeah, I haven't been able to stunt or anything because I've been so sick. I slept all day yesterday, missed Stunt Fest. But yeah. Anyway, day 2, Team Canada didn't hit. We got 9th. I have a video of me at awards, realizing that I don't want to show it, but yeah, we got 9th. Day 1, we were in 3rd, and if we hit day 2, and we didn't have a pyramid collapse or an illegality, we would have gotten 2nd or 3rd, which, shows that we had the potential, but we just didn't execute properly. Yeah, this whole trip has been demonstrating the duality of life, where you have extremely high highs and then extremely low lows. And I had the pinnacle of my cheerleading career so far on day 1, where I smoked everything, and it was my first time ever stumbling on Team Canada, and that's been my goal since I was like a kid, and I made my dream come true. And yeah, and then with my all-star team, I screwed up royally in my all-star team, and I resent myself for it. To explain what happened, basically, this kind of happened before in training, but it's never happened at a competition. I've always been known for like being good at tumbling. I've never had issues with my tumbling ever when it came to competing. But of course, if there's any time to screw up your tumbling, it's at Worlds, and that's when I decided to do it. I had been doing standing fulls and back handspring back fulls for probably 3 weeks straight. And I don't warm up basics when I tumble. I just like throw the hard skill because tumbling is easy for me. So I went from doing probably 100 standing fulls on dead floor to doing 1 straight back tuck on sprung floor with my all-star team, and I just couldn't stop myself from spinning. It was the most bizarre feeling, is like knowing how to do a skill, but then like going for it and then like doing a different skill. It was extremely bizarre. So I wasn't able to do a back handspring back layout or a standing tuck because I kept spinning it and doing a harder skill, which is a crazy problem to have, but that's what happened. And we were on warm-up mat at Worlds, and like I was like, I legitimately like I can't stop spinning. I'm trying so fucking hard. And my coaches are like, relax, whatever. And my teammates are like, you got this, don't stress. And I just kept busting all my tumbling because I kept like spinning. I couldn't stop myself. And then of course, the more I busted, the more like stressed out I got. And then they're like, okay, just don't throw any of your standing passes. Can you do your running pass? I'm like, oh yeah, that's easy for me. I do a round off. I go for the back handspring. My one arm goes further. I do a full twisting back handspring. I land on my stomach, and I had to pull on my tumbling because I legitimately forgot how to tumble. And I think it was a combination of things. Like
One, I need to, warm up basics more often. I think that was a mistake that, hindsight 2020, but I probably should have been doing that the whole season. But, I never warmed up my basics. I always threw the elite pass. And then, my body was extremely fatigued. I had like absolutely zero mental capacity because I just got like hit with this fucking mental sledgehammer of Team Canada getting 9th and like losing podium. Like I legitimately trained all year to be on the podium, and that got screwed up, and I was dealing with that loss, and then I had to like go from this giant loss till the next day being a leader on my team, and that was stressing me out. And then I was trying so much to like make everyone else feel okay and confident about their routine that I didn't feel confident about my own, and I put others above myself. And then when it came to actually doing the skills, I screwed up on my behalf, and everyone else knew what they were doing. I don't know. I'm still processing the whole thing, but it's very upsetting. And I'm probably gonna go see an athletic therapist when I get home because I'm having trouble with this. But it's not gonna stop me. I'll be fine. It's just a bump in the road. But yeah, my body is fucking destroyed. Everything hurts. I'm super sick. My back, oh my god, my back hurts so much. I'm like sunburnt. Got Rudolph nose. Yeah. My bank account's crying because I'm in Orlando and food's expensive and everything. Yeah. It's been a rough trip, honestly. Like, granted, I was the youngest person ever, I think, to compete a rewind or like a full twisting rewind. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but I don't see many 20-year-olds competing full twisting rewinds. But with that enormous high had to, come enormous lows. But yeah. I was trying to think like what takeaway I have from this season. One of the biggest things I had to overcome this year was my anxiety. I have an anxiety disorder. I'm like diagnosed. My body likes to freak out every once in a while. And I just have anxiety attacks that I can't control. And for example, on this trip, I was laying in bed with an ice pack on my back, and I was just chilling in between practices, half asleep. My body's like, and then I start getting that like butterflies flying out of my stomach feeling, and then that, I'm like, what the fuck, what's going on? And then I start hyperventilating, and then it just like spirals into an anxiety attack, and then it wouldn't stop. And then practice started, and I was still having an anxiety attack, and I had to show up late, and it was pretty rough. And then, it kind of slowed down when I got back into practice. We did our first full out. I finished the full out. I go back to the medical people. I put the ice pack on my head. I calm myself down, and then I go back, do another full out, and then go back to medical, keep having my anxiety attack. And then, I did 3 full outs with just an enormous amount of anxiety. My body just randomly does the fight or flight thing. But that experience really gave me true confidence for Worlds. Because if I can do the hardest routine Canada has ever competed while having an anxiety attack, what can't I do? You know what I mean? Yeah. that was crazy. I remember hitting my final pose or whatever, hitting the final structure, popping it off, immediately going off the floor, putting ice pack on my head, hyperventilating. Like I had to go outside. I like laid on the ground. I was out of practice for like 20 minutes, just like having this crazy fucking anxiety attack. Started slowing down, like went back into practice, but man, whew. I'm not perfect. Like, you know, people watch that routine, they're like, oh my God, that's crazy. How do they do that? I want to be just like them. But like, in reality, like, I'm just a normal dude. You know, I have my own struggles. I hope the clips I put in prior to this of me, you know, getting to the point of where I am at today give some depth to my character. I'm gonna blow my nose, hold on. Sorry, I'm still sick. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not the man you see in front of you on accident. It took years of dedication and discipline and, you know, not just talent, but like talent backed with ridiculous amount of hard work. I had to sacrifice so much. And, you know, I had my hang-ups. I'm a recovered drug addict. That's something not a lot of people know. I was addicted to marijuana and to alcohol for quite a long time. Yeah, and I was also addicted to nicotine. And now I'm like sober off everything. I've been sober off everything for about, everything for like 6 months now. But I've been sober off weed for 3 years. And, yeah, I also, you know, I was a high school dropout. I had to drop out of high school because my anxiety was so bad that I couldn't go to class. And, I had to figure it out, right? I took a year off. Thank God it was like COVID, right? And, you know, the world kind of shut down as my world shut down. And, you know, I had to learn how to deal with an anxiety disorder. And I like discovered that if I showed up to class early, then I wouldn't have to walk in front of everyone as I came in. Everyone would have to walk in front of me because I was the first one there. So I'd show up to all my classes like super early, and then I'd do a lot of my schoolwork in like the library where I'm like working alone. I never did group projects because I just didn't like interacting with people. If you meet me in person, I'm quite a quiet person, unless I'm like, you know, in my element. I'm typically a very quiet person, very introverted. But yeah, like I know I've been on Team Canada for 2 years, but man, I never thought I'd get to this point. I love to tell this story because it's, you know, it's beautiful how life works sometimes. Like when I was graduating high school, it was May. It was actually probably around this time, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But I had signed the papers to work on like a gas station, like an oil company. So basically like what they do is they just build gas stations, and I'd be working for like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. 2 weeks on, 4 days off. And I'd be making like, you know, a stupid amount of money building gas stations. But I definitely would have hated my life doing that. And I signed this, you know, contract to work for them. And then, I kid you not, a week later, I got offered to be on El Nino. And I got offered like a coaching job and everything. And then I moved out to Calgary, and then that led me to like trying out for Team Canada,
at the time that I had signed that contract, I was not good enough to be on Team Canada. But because I like moved and trained all summer and like I was on El Nino, that like built my skill to the point where I was like just good enough to make Team Canada. And then I made Team Canada, and then I got cut for like 2 days, and then I was back on the team, and then I like secured my spot, and I, you know, worked all summer, and like now I'm like in a stumbling position, but like I was not always like Team Canada worthy. This is just like a recent thing, and I, you know, I've always had the goal of, you know, becoming who I am today, but now like my goals are even higher. You know, at first it was like, oh man, I had a crazy realization on this trip. At first the goal was like, I want to be the best stumbler in Canada. I want to be like, you know, the most versatile athlete in Canada when it comes to cheerleading. And then, I mean, I gave Heather a hug at one of our camps, and this was after I had my 3 anxiety attacks, and I gave her a hug, and she said, "I'm proud of you." And I said, "I just want to be the best stumbler on the team." And she's like, "You are." And I can see it in my brain, like it's crystal clear. Because if like I'm, you know, I'm not trying to like swing my wiener around, but this year I was the best stumbler on the team. And it's like, it's hard for me to comprehend, like, oh my God, like the goal that I've been trying to accomplish for 6 years is finally, you know, something. It's finally like happening. And I'm living in this reality now. My mindset is like completely changed, because it's at one point it was like be the best in Canada, but now like it's like, okay, I gotta be the best in the world. Like I wanna be, you know, when people hear my name, they're like, oh my God, he can do everything. You know, that guy can standing double full, and you know, do crazy running tumbling passes, but he can also do like Deanna off hand skis and, you know, full twisting 1-to-1s, like, you know, like I want to be that guy that everyone knows, because I'm just so obnoxiously talented. I don't know why I want to be that person, but that's the goal that I've kind of set for myself, is just to be the best in the world, because, you know, why not aim for the top? But yeah, I want to end this off with this letter, this beautiful letter that Heather has. God damn it. Well, I gave it to my coach. Anyway, the letter reads, okay, to give context, my first year I tried out for Junior Team Canada. I think I was 14. And I wasn't confident enough to drive on my own. We were on our way to Calgary, so I was driving from my hometown, Lethbridge, Alberta. I was driving to Calgary, so it's about a 2-hour drive. And my dad, I don't want to give too much detail because this is like quite personal, but my dad had some mental health problems while we were driving, which caused me to miss practice. And because I missed that practice, I wasn't choreographed into the routine, which means I didn't make Junior Team Canada. And that was the year they got second. And when I didn't make the team because of what had happened with my family, I was completely torn. I got told a week before Worlds that I wasn't going, and like they're just like, oh, you're not good enough to be an alternate, and they didn't want to take me. And I just like,
You know, I cried myself to sleep for like a month straight. And I wrote this letter to myself. And it was like, it starts, I may not co-ed stunt with flying colors, but I can. And it was just like a whole list, like front and back, of affirmations, of like, but I can all girl stunt, I can tumble, I can this, I can that, I can blah, 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 blah. I work really hard. And it's like all these like affirmations. And then after me writing all those affirmations, it's like, and this is why I deserve to be on the team. And I found that before I left. It was the craziest thing. Like, me and Maddie were on FaceTime, and we were looking through our like boxes of medals that we have, and like, we, you know, everyone has that like keep safe box. And I was looking through the box, and I find this letter like 2 days before I leave for Worlds. And I read this letter and I just start sobbing. I was like, you know, I think the reason I started sobbing was because like what I was dreaming of becoming when I wrote that letter is who I am now. And that's the way I'm gonna end this documentary is, you know, you can do anything. Like, whether it be cheerleading or being an accountant or, you know, being a farmer and selling the most amount of food or whatever you want. Be the best doctor, the lawyer, or psychologist, or whatever you want. You can do anything. You just have to believe that you are capable of it. And I never gave up on myself. And when I went through all my mental health stuff and I was in and out of the hospital because of like my depression and my anxiety, I never gave up. And, you know, my potential wasn't anything that is yet. So I had to like make it something. And I created actions, you know, and I did all the little steps. There's decisions that you'd make throughout time. And those little decisions inevitably create who you are in the future. And whenever I was presented with an opportunity to like choose the harder path, I always did. And throughout that process, I created a person that was strong enough to like continue to pick the harder path. And you'll see in all the run-throughs, I'm the, you know, I tumble when no one else is tumbling, and I'll stunt when no one else is stunting, and I'll go for runs in -40 when everyone else is inside cold, and, you know, it's Christmas morning at 1 a.m, and I'm outside running, and, you know, and people are out drinking, and I'm at the gym, and, you know, it's just like all these little sacrifices, and, you know, the harder path to pick. Like, the path of most resistance is the most rewarding path. And that's the takeaway, is like, believe that you can do it, but prepare for the hard path. And that's what makes it more meaningful in the end, you know. Thank you so much for, if you're still watching this, bless your heart. Thank you. I appreciate everyone that's watching this, and, you know, if you've helped me get to the point where I'm at today, I'm extraordinarily grateful for you, and, you know, it takes a village to, you know, do things like this, and I'm extraordinarily thankful for everyone that's helped me get to where I am today. Thank you. And we'll end it there. I'll see you next year, I guess. Bye.